खूब जमेगा रंग, खूब जमेगा रंग जब मिल बैठेंगे चार यार, ब्रांड ओनर, कन्वर्टर, वर्जिन पेट सप्लायर और रिसाइकलर। नो तालियां। जय श्री कृष्ण, नमस्कार, सत श्री अकाल, ए वेरी गुड आफ्टरनून। आप सबको भूख लग रही है मुझे पता है, बट जोर से ताली मारेंगे तो भूख थोड़ी दब जाएगी। थैंक यू। So we are waiting for our youngest recycler Utsav, but we'll start. We'll start with Mr. Ankit Jain, the first. Our topic is, of course, challenges and mantras for success in PET recycling. The first question is to Ankit Jain. Just before the question, I'll give you a Bollywood movie background. I know you are all the sort of foundation recyclers. You have put up the unit very fast, looking at the government policy. But for a long time, you are waiting for FSSAI approval. FSSAI has come out with guidelines. Just brief the audience about how the FSSAI approval is all about, how you are all going through that. If you can throw some light, that will be great.
Yeah. Sure, sir. Inquiry letters and responses to recyclers and how they are trying to issue the approvals. So I feel this is a better step that it will get us approvals. I would assume by July latest, at least the first set of applications should get approvals.
So how many applications as per you are pending?
Around 9 applications are pending. We'd gone for a meeting, so they have
9 into 20, 180,000 tons just getting to get approved and used.
Absolutely.
क्या बात है, तालियां। किसी किसी के मन में आ रहा होगा, अरे यार पैसा ज्यादा देना पड़ेगा।
So India is a powerhouse of recycling, but there are certain nitty-gritties which are restricting, as we just heard him say that some approvals are pending. So those are some of the issues which need to be sorted. But I think to get Atmanirbhar or Make in India, the main, I think there are 5 basic things. One is R&D, which is the need of the hour. R&D is supposed to be for PET, especially for polyolefins. It's the need of the hour. The second most important thing is government support in the form of TUF, Technology Upgradation Fund. I would also add where we can have more coordination between industry, associations, government, and also from the, what I would say, education institutes. They should come together and have more recycling facilities where educating youngsters can bring more demand for recycling in the future. So I think these are some of the issues which need to be taken care of.
Thank you. Good.
So I think the Honorable Prime Minister, we're just blessed that he endorsed our product and wore it on multiple occasions across the globe. So since he has approved the mandate for RPET in PET bottles and he is wearing our jacket, I think we'll still have our own space for existing and growing. I think rarely or seldom we'll find people go to a shop and pick a bottle and drink water out of it just because it's recycled. So it's a mandate, it's a brand commitment, but when it's a garment, it's a pride. With Ecoline, our sustainable fashion brand, you know it is sustainable and you're buying it. So you know you're contributing something to the planet, which is a larger purpose. It is something that is a matter of pride for them. And a simple picture and placing it on Instagram actually is showing that the consumer is interested in that. I quickly want to delve upon how we came about launching this brand. So we are a polyester fiber manufacturer. We got into yarns, fabrics, and we took those fabrics to many of these brands across the world. So they're very happy knowing that you're sustainable, They're very happy to know your process. They're very happy to know about your CO2 and water savings. But then they say, you do all of that good, but give me the price. And that's when we get stuck. The H&Ms and the Zaras of the world, all of them are on the same level in terms of being price competitive, at the same time being good to the planet. Unfortunately, all of us in this room agree that it's not possible. And that's when a thought occurred to us, why don't we form a brand? I know it's baby steps, but then that will give a perception to the consumer to promote conscious consumerism. Imagine the consumer going to the store, buying not just for the price and the quality and the feel and the fit, but also for how much of CO2 and water it actually saves. That's why we formed the brand. And
thank you so much, Bharatji. And at Alpla, we look at objective and scientific studies to understand two things. One is the life cycle of converted packaging, and the second is what is the impact of recycling on CO2 when compared to virgin on a pellet basis. These are two separate things. We don't conduct them internally at Alpla. What we do is we do it through independent third-party consultancies, and this is done so that to eliminate bias, of course. And so the organization globally that we've worked with is called C7 Consult, and we have two essentially campaigns. Our first campaign comparing plastics with alternate materials is called #ChallengingPlastics. So here we do a comprehensive study of packaging independent between PET, HDPE, all rigids, and glass, paper, aluminum across categories. So for juices, milk, water, food, jams, etc. for each country. So it's a three-way, many-to-many relationship where we submit this data to all the associations, and it's all available online at sustainability.alpla.com. So this is something we've heavily invested in, being a private company, right? And the results are very skewed towards PET. So in almost all cases, the CO2 emissions, the water consumption, the soil acidification has all been in favor of PET. I think in one case for certain sizes of 1 liter, carton was better for milk compared to HDPE in one case. But in every other case, PET beats is number one. Second is HDPE, where it's applicable. Of course, for water, it wouldn't count. And number three is aluminum. And then the last is glass, obviously, because of the energy consumption and the water consumption.
What we are doing about it.
Thank you, Bharat Bhai. Thank you, Nidhi ma'am, for inviting for this panel. And I am from LNJ Bhilwara Group. We are already producing RCPF fiber, and around 60 lakhs bottles we are consuming per day. And we are going for rPET now. There it will be one of the biggest in India. There we will be consuming around 200 lakhs bottles per day. So it's a big capacity. We are coming up. But the experience we are getting in this fiber plant, there, like you are rightly said, we are doing everything. We are professionally managed companies, so we are doing everything right, from buying from the right sources and then paying the GST also at the right time. But we came to know that from the person you are buying, he is not completed his GST transactions, and the GST team is now has caught you. So that is the problem we are facing, and this is not the problem we only faced. Almost all the companies all the companies who are producing and consuming these PET bottles, they face this problem. So basically, I think there are two reasons for this. One is that the high GST rate. So right now the GST is 18%. The margins are very thin in that PET industry because of big tough competition in the fiber industry. And 18% GST is a big margin which the scrupulous, these fraud people, they find it. So they try to generate the fake invoices. They pass on these invoices to the middleman, and from middleman from where you are buying, and you take the credit. But when it's come to know, because now everything is online, so department comes to know that where is the chain is broken, and they will caught you, because when they find that the person they want to go and catch him, they are not able to catch him, and it is very easy for them to catch you. So this is the problem that, And secondly, it is mainly because it's completely unorganized sector. The complete chain is for buying this PET bottle in India is unorganized. Hardly 2 or 3 people, they are in organized sector, but they also face this heat and they are also facing this problem. So it's a big issue. And
That will be great.
Oh, definitely, sir. First of all, thank you for the introduction and thank you for this whole event to Nidhi as well, for having us all here. So, see, basically there are multiple categories where PET is now being utilized in a very big scale in India today. And, it spans beverages, CSD, water, juices, FMCG, hai, edible oils. Hai. So we've in the last 1.5 years, we've given out a very high volume of rPET already to the industry and successfully demonstrated circularity at scale in India. We have done various applications across, across categories. So I think every category has its own advantages and disadvantages and difficulties, starting with, let's say, beverages. So CSD and water. Us being in India, both of these categories are, it's about really high volumes. It's about extremely high speed processing lines. And when it comes to that, your consistency of the polymer needs to be really, really high. So, but once you achieve that level of consistency with your polymer, I think in all other aspects, be it your cosmetics, be it how it looks, be it how the consumer perception is, be it the regulatory aspect of it, I think it's all manageable when it comes to performance in CSD and water. Just that the basic requirement is that the consistency of the polymer should be really, really high, owing to the very, very high speed processing lines that we today have in India, for the volumes that we cater to. Coming on to FMCG. So in FMCG, I think it's still more manageable. The adoption is going good. There are certain cosmetic issues which arise sometimes because that's a much more, sensitive to the consumer in that sense. But I would say that overall, if you compare, I think it's slightly easier than probably beverages, if you're able to manage the cosmetic part of it. Then coming on to edible oils, I think that's the most trickiest, or in general oils. I think that's the most trickiest part today.
Lunch. I'm sure the much awaited lunch, but we request you to be back